What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for episode 26 of Hit the Books podcast. We got a guest this week. A lot of good stuff coming up. NHL, NBA, MLB, the whole 9 yards. We're ready for it. Let's jump right into it with the boys. First, we're going to introduce our guest. Justin, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, boys? The boys are buzzing. I have a few blue moons here. I already did my leg swings and my wall squats in the hallway. We're ready to roll.
Love the enthusiasm there, brother. Let's take it over to the boys. Huff and Mackie. Huff, take it away, brother.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Excited to be back another week. As Jesse just said, that we have a guest joining us this week, our buddy Justin. Going to talk some NHL. Definitely have a lot of NFL free agency that we're going to get into. And as we've been talking about for weeks, the big tournament, everyone's favorite sporting event, March Madness, starting up tomorrow, Thursday, March 17th. So definitely going to get into some March Madness talk today. Got a lot of plays this week, and definitely best of luck to everyone in March, but definitely excited for March Madness coming up in the next couple of weeks. How about you, Mackie? What's been going on with you?
Yeah, boys, missed last week, but, we got a busy week to make up for it this week. Started March Madness, the biggest tournament of the year, so lots to talk about.
You boys said it good. March Madness on the slate. Tom Brady, a lot of free agency going on in the NFL. Spring training's at full swing. Some gambling news. NHL, NBA. We got it all. Let's jump right into it. NFL, lots going on. Tom Brady is back, stealing the thunder from Selection Sunday, back with the Buccaneers for another year. What do we got, boys?
I don't know if we all saw this coming, but this is definitely something that I saw coming. I don't know if I'm correct. I believe I said a previous podcast I thought he'd be playing for the 49ers, and obviously that still could happen technically, because obviously it would have to happen via trade. He comes out of retirement. His retirement lasted 40 days. So I loved all the memes about it. Tom Brady went home and spent 40 days with his family and said, "Yeah, I'll run this shit back," or some shit. It was so funny, but yeah, I definitely think that obviously changes the trajectory of this Tampa Bay team, and you start to see all the dominoes fall behind Brady, and as they continue to re-sign in Tampa Bay and continue to try to rebuild this team to make one more run. As we all know, they lost in the divisional round last year to the eventual Super Bowl champion LA Rams. After having that terrible start and giving them up that early deficit, the late comeback wasn't enough for the final field goal by the Rams. But I don't know how you guys feel about this one, but I think this is pretty big. I think Brady coming back determined. He said he wanted to play till he's 45, so he's definitely doing that now. He'll be turning 45 this year, so I'm excited to see Brady run this back one more time. I think Tampa Bay has the guns to get it done this year. I don't know about you guys. It's just how I'm feeling. I think Tampa Bay definitely, if the free agents continue to roll in, as we know Brady likes to bring them in, but I think Tampa Bay could have a nice year as that NFC South continues to get worse and worse.
Yeah, obviously you're bringing in the best quarterback of all time. It's going to make the team a lot better. They also weren't really sure what they were going to do at the quarterback position, so that's all they really needed again. But yeah, you were saying that we all saw him coming out of retirement. Yeah, that's true, but I thought he would at least take a season off and see what he's missing before he just decides to call it back on the same, literally a month after he calls it a retirement. I don't know. I think it's a good move. I thought it was going to happen in a year or two, but what better time than now, right?
I feel like at his age, obviously the being 44, 45 years old, I don't know his exact age. I know he is up there though.
He's 44, I think.
Coming back for his 23rd season, so he skips a year or two. I don't think there is coming back. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to him, obviously being the player that he is, but at that age, you take a year or two off when you're 45, 46, and you just took a year off from the NFL and you try to come back. Those hits are hitting twice as hard.
Yeah, that's true. But, a retirement for the greatest player of all time and then an unretirement 40 days later, I didn't see that coming at least.
Yeah, I'm just happy now the Canton tickets for Big Ben in 5 years just got a hell of a lot cheaper.
I feel like he was waiting for his last football touchdown to be thrown or to be bought. Literally the day after it's bought, he announces he's coming out of retirement.
Dude, someone's got to hook that dude up, right?
No, you just fucking take your losses, man.
Brady's got to give him season tickets or something.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, like, come on. Dude, would he spend $518,000? I mean, you're an idiot for spending that much money on a fucking football. But, like...
I mean, he bought it for $518,000. Think about it in 20 years, and he can sell it for $3 million.
Yeah, but, like, it's a football.
Well, now it's useless. Now it's literally worthless.
Now it's just like any other touchdown ball that Brady's thrown.
It's a $15 ball now.
Yeah, it's just like any other one of the 600-some touchdown balls that he's thrown in the end zone. Some of them maybe a little more deflated than others.
No pun intended.
All right, other good news in the free agency: Chris Godwin signing with the Bucks, re-signing with the Bucks rather. Mitch Trubisky to the Steelers, 2 years, $14.25 million over the 2 years. You guys think that's better, worse, or the same as Mason Rudolph?
I think that's a good situation for where the Steelers got Trubisky at. I think this is a low-risk, high-reward situation for the Steelers team. Obviously, with Big Ben retiring, as I just said a minute ago, I think Trubisky getting him, you knew the money wasn't going to be cheap. What did you say the deal was? 2 years. How much money?
$14.25 million over the 2 years. $27 million possible with incentives. Yeah,
I mean, you knew the deal wasn't going to be cheap for the going rate for a starting quarterback in the NFL right now. I heard today Matt Ryan's the 10th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and he makes $30 million. So the going rate for a elite quarterback in the NFL is going to cost you a pretty penny. So, I mean, obviously Trubisky's resume is what it is. A loss in the playoffs the other year against the Saints, or I think it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. When he was still with Chicago. Obviously, last year he was the backup to Buffalo. I'm excited. I think it's a better situation than what I had anticipated for this season with Mason Rudolph in. But I don't know, Justin. You're a Steeler guy. You got any insight on this? You excited to see a guy like Mitch Trubisky in a Steelers uniform?
For sure. I honestly didn't expect Mitch Trubisky out of everybody. Gives Rudolph some friendly competition. Maybe he'll step it up and even have a chance to start too.
That's the biggest thing. I like the competition aspect of it, especially you bring Haskins into that. We really have three quarterbacks. Obviously, we have our the tiers of, Trubisky's the 1, Rudolph's the 2, and Haskins is the 3. But I think they can be competing on any given day. So you're not going to be seeing those videos of Ben joking around in practice where, you know what I mean, chucking pads around. It's going to be a definite quarterback battle, I think. I agree with you on that.
A lot of people are jumping the gun too, saying, "Oh, he sucks." Like, first off, he had a year behind Allen to watch him perform, to learn from him, and I just think that's definitely going to benefit him in the long run. And then he was on the Bears too, which wasn't really a good team. I think he's definitely a good addition for the Steelers, and I'd give the guy a chance for sure.
Love that. Rattle through some of these other free agencies in the NFL, free agency pickups in the NFL. Deshaun Watson met with Panthers, Saints, now meet with the Browns, met with them on Tuesday. A few teams have interest in him despite his recent allegations. Chandler Jones signing with the Raiders, 3 years, $52.5 million. Randy Gregory backs out of the deal with the Cowboys, signs the same deal with the Broncos, 5 years, $70 million. Julio Jones got cut by the Titans. Von Miller to the Bills, 6 years, $120 million. Godwin resigns with the Bucks, said that one. Christian Kirk deal with the Jags, 4 years, $72 million. TJ Zuma to the Jets after losing the Super Bowl with the Bengals. Andrew Whitworth of the Rams retired after 16 seasons after winning the Super Bowl. Russell Gage to the Bucks. J.C. Jackson the Chargers, 5 years, $82.5 million. A lot of stuff coming down the wire.
Let's talk about CJ Uzuma going from a Super Bowl to the Jets.
Dude, I was saying that the minute right before you hopped on. It happens every year. I feel like a guy from the team that loses the Super Bowl gets way overpaid to go to the Jets, Lions, some really shitty team.
I mean, that's just brutal. You got Joe Burrow as a quarterback for a full year. He lights it up, and then you got to go to Zach Wilson, overrated Zach Wilson.
Zach Attack. You're not a Zach fan?
Nah, not at all. Especially being from New York.
I'm not either. I just wanted to say that.
Guy's brutal.
What is he, like 5'10"?
Max. $150.
Yeah, in the NFL.
Say, what do you boys think of the Christian Kirk deal? I know I had him in fantasy as like a flex starter there, and he put up some points. I think he can do some damage with the Jags.
I think he's pretty good. It's a good addition for the Jags, but that's not what they need. They need linemen. They need D-line and O-line. They need someone to protect Trevor Lawrence. I mean, there's a lot more that they need than wide receivers.
I think the Jags' plan right now, I mean, obviously, who knows if there's much of a plan with that trash franchise, but I think if I had a plan right now with them, it would be draft the linemen, get young linemen, and sign the big money veteran skill players. But that's kind of, obviously, you don't want the hothead receivers kind of, bitching at your young quarterback that he's not getting him the ball because he doesn't have protection. But that's the scenario was going on in Jacksonville. Obviously, where'd Marvin Jones end up?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I know they have like who's that one guy, Chenault Jr.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
They
He's
drafted him.
good.
He was where Colorado he went.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he went to Colorado, but I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like the money he got was crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like
Like
one of the
I'm not paying that for Christian Kirk. Who
yeah,
would
that's
you?
What did he get? What was his deal again?
4 years, 72 mil.
Oh my god.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
if he's worth that, if he's worth that, is Juju worth 3 years? Would you say 4 years, 72 million?
It's like 18 a year.
I was gonna say, would you give Juju that for 3 years, 20 million?
uh, that's tough. I mean,
Yeah,
I like
Juju's worth
Three,
$7 million a year.
3 years, $60 million, 20 million
No,
a
no
year.
shot.
yeah, no shot.
That's basically like the new money for receivers.
Yeah, but Christian Kirk doesn't. We don't think he deserves that.
Yeah, the Jags are just throwing money around because they don't know what to do with it.
Who knows? See if it works out for him.
Aki, what do you think of Gregory backing out of the deal on your Dallas Cowboys and heading up to
I don't
Vegas?
know. Well, I don't know. We like. I think he just screwed us. I think he like told us that he was going to sign, and then he takes basically the same exact deal.
It was the same deal.
Whatever. He's a good player, but he's a hothead.
Yeah, Gregory backing out of the deal to take the same money. You got to think there's something more than just the money there. Obviously, taking the same deal to move, but or he just sees the better potential in Russ in the situation right now in Denver better than obviously Dallas. But
Yeah, but that's a tough division, man. That's three teams that can really win that division. You know, you got Pat Mahomes in that division, so obviously you're probably not going to win that division even with Russ. So I
what's
mean,
crazy to me is how good that division's getting, and the Chiefs are doing nothing.
yeah, well, I think they're still on top of that division.
Yeah, they don't really need to do a whole lot of maintenance with their team. I don't think they're going to be dominant no matter what.
If I was the Chiefs, you just draft. I wouldn't even draft an offensive position this year.
Yeah, why would you? Yeah.
I would just load it. They need linebackers and they need like Tyrann Matthews good, but I don't know. Their defensive backs, I feel like they're I can't remember his name. I feel like he always got burnt. Their second defensive back. But I mean, obviously every team has its holes, but J.C. Jackson going to the LA Chargers, talking about how much better this division's getting in the AFC West with Khalil Mack. I said last week, Mackey. Obviously you weren't here. I was talking about that, but this LA Chargers team is really going all in for this 2022 season. With the former
Well,
rookie of the year, Justin Herbert. Do you guys have any faith in this Chargers team, knowing how tough this division's going to be?
yeah, I definitely do. I mean, this team to begin with was a really good team. They were definitely a playoff team that didn't make the playoffs, and in that division, they know they need to keep up to date to compete. So they're making moves. This team's going to be really good next year. I also think Justin Herbert's an elite quarterback, especially going into his third year now.
He's the same year as Burrow.
Yeah, so he's going into his third year. I think he's gonna show out this year. This Chargers team should definitely be a playoff team next year.
Definitely think the Chargers are going to pick it up this year. Definitely put up a fight. You said it yourself, Huff. That division is just getting better because of the Chargers. They're pumping into that team for sure.
obviously Denver too, and the addition of Chandler Jones on the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders too. The pass rush great. The game in the AFC West is going to be crazy this next season. Gregory on the Broncos, Chubb on the Broncos, and then you go to LA, Khalil Mack and Bosa, Raiders. They just cut Nassib, but they still have Max Crosby, and now they bring in Chandler Jones. The Chiefs, obviously, they have Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu. The defense is crazy in the AFC West for how big name all these offensives are.
Gonna be a fun year of football. I'm ready for it.
Can't wait.
Alrighty. Real quick, just some MLB spring training. All the spring training games start, well, today. When you're listening to this, Thursday, March 17th, 4 games on Thursday, 14 on Friday, and 14 on Saturday. It's in full swing. Time to get through this, get some regular season under our belt. I'm excited for the baseball season as well. How about you guys?
Yeah, I always love going to a bunch of games. It's definitely a great way to spend a night and watch a good MLB game. A lot of great movement going around in the MLB offseason as well. Donaldson ends up in the pinstripes with the Yankees. Definitely a lot of other big moves going around. Mackie, have you paid too much attention to the MLB offseason moves yet?
Honestly, not really. I just know the Mets got that 1-2 punch with Scherzer and DeGrom. Yankees lineup is just absolutely stacked next year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But they'll find a way to like get injured or something like that.
Yeah. Judge will strike out, and yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, how about them Buccos? How are they looking this year? I haven't been paying too much attention.
I got up a headline today that said the Pirates signed someone, and like I actually got excited. There was going to be someone I knew, and I didn't even know who the guy was. So I was like, "Man, there's another year of that."
Yeah, I'm not a huge MLB guy, but you always hate seeing the sport like halted like that. So it's good to see everything getting back in the swing of things there. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see it get back going. I think we have a good MLB season in front of us, and obviously us being Pirate fans, I don't think we have too much to expect, but that's kind of given with the situation that we're in. But that's a whole nother story. So, Aki, I'm definitely rooting for your Mets this year. That, like you said, the 1-2 punch at DeGrom, Scherzer, the addition of Scherzer, the Mets going out and spending the big money to bring him in. So, I think the Mets. I actually have a future on the Mets to win their division, and one of my futures parlays.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't trust them. The Braves are going to be sick this year, so what'd you get those odds at for the division?
Division plus 160.
That's it?
Yeah.
What who we had the best odds or no?
No.
Braves probably like plus
yeah,
110.
no. I thought you meant in the parlay. I was gonna say, yeah, they were the favorite. Braves right behind them at like 190 something.
Wow, I'm surprised we're favorites.
It's the pitching.
Yeah, well, the bats got to go too. Mets always they blow it every year, man. I never even get excited anymore.
Alrighty, in gambling news, Westgate Sportsbook of Las Vegas, Nevada calls for investigation of insider information regarding Tom Brady's unretirement. There were significant bets placed last Thursday on the Buccaneers to win the NFC at 30-1 odds and to win the Super Bowl at 60-1 odds.
60-1?
Yeah, they got him at 60-1.
They're 10-1 now.
Really?
Plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl on MGM.
Wow. So yeah, so them, and then South Point's Sportsbook, also in Vegas, I believe it's just an online one, had a similar issue on Thursday with the same stuff. Both the Sportsbook explained that they were not small bets, and they weren't just your regular old fan bettors. They were serious bettors, educated, and they think that actually something's going on, but who knows? Take it as you think, but I think something might come of it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, but then you got to assume that Tom Brady's like in on it too.
No, someone knew.
Or his agent, or like a close friend or something.
Right.
Yeah, someone's on the line if this is true.
Very interesting. Or someone just made a good prediction.
Yeah, you ever heard of a good bet?
Yeah, it goes the other way. Nobody thinks.
Sportsbooks are just mad because they're going to lose a little cash.
Yeah. They're just mad they figured out a way to, scare him a little bit. Poke the bear.
Another quick one. NBA fines the Brooklyn Nets for letting Kyrie Irving go in the locker room post-game, violating COVID-19 protocols. He is now no longer allowed to attend the home games since he violated these protocols.
He went on the court after the game like he was on the bench. He wasn't a fan at all. He just acted like he was coming off the bench. I mean, that was the whole point of it, right? Like he can't sit on the bench. Like he can't be a part of the team. So I mean, the suspension makes sense. I'm not saying the rules make sense. Like he should obviously be able to play, but he did exactly what they told him he can't do.
Sounds about right. NHL trade deadline is approaching March 21st here. Do we see any big trades coming down the wire? I know there were rumors floating around of Marc-Andre Fleury heading to Colorado from Chicago, but I don't think that's happening anymore. Not sure what else is happening. You guys hearing anything?
Not anything in particular that really crossed my mind. Just from a Pens fan, I just have a few things to bring up. First off, I think we're getting rid of Kapanen. I
He's
mean,
so
he's
bad.
good. I'd like to keep him. Like he's just not having a great season, but I think he provides a decent bit of value to get another like top six forward. He's just having a rough season, and I don't know if I read this wrong or what, but I think he was a healthy scratch against Vegas Friday. I don't know if he was sick or if that was him being a healthy scratch. I'm not sure. Another guy that I would like to get rid of at least would be Marcus Pettersson. He's just a weak defenseman in my opinion. I think we can maybe get a draft pick or two out of him, or maybe another defenseman comparable. Just kind of shuffle up some things in our lineup, even though boys are buzzing. But I think we can make some changes here at the deadline and get some things going.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would agree. Penguins fans, obviously, especially looking at the season the Kapanen's had, having the high hopes for him. When we brought him back coming from Toronto, we all had high hopes for him, expecting him to be this big goal scorer. I mean, he kind of hasn't really delivered since he's gotten here, and seeing just the basic fundamental errors that he's having in his game right now. Like I watched a Penguin game last night, and I mean the puck's just bouncing over his stick. Just things aren't going his way right now, and I think the best scenario for a guy like that in that kind of situation, it's shown that it's worked as a change of scenery, and it can work for both teams. So I think the Penguins can find a potential landing spot for Kapanen, and I think they do have to jump on it. And looking at what you said about Pettersson being the weak link on the Penguins' defensive side, I agree. But I've been looking. Are they ever going to call up P.O. Joseph? I've been waiting on him for a couple of years. I think I've heard he's developing, but who knows how long the NHL has how long they like these guys to play juniors and the minors for. So who knows?
I mean, hell, trade Pettersson, get us some draft picks, and call up P.O. Joseph. I think that's the right move there, honestly. I just think Pettersson makes too many dumb mistakes, and I've seen it in the past year or two with him. I think we can definitely benefit maybe drafting some young guys next year or the year after that for him. Do you think anyone else on the trade block here from the Pens? I'm not really seeing anyone else, in my opinion. Maybe Aston Reese, but who knows?
I think, yeah, you mentioned Aston Reese's name. I'm not too big of a fan of his, and another guy that I'm not really too sure why he gets so much playing time is Simone. He just continues to kind of turn me away from his style of play, and I'm just not too big a fan of his. So, but other than that, you said that the team's doing good. We're winning the games that we need to. I think we just need to keep that going, and we do have a shot at this division. It's just going to be tough to compete with Carolina. But looking ahead at the playoffs, I do like this team to go far. That is depending a lot on Jari's performance in these playoffs. But it's a huge if. We all know that.
For sure. Our division's unreal, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, being a Rangers fan, we're basically in the same boat as you guys. I think either of us are going to catch the Hurricanes, but
Yeah.
making sure that Washington doesn't catch either one of us.
It's the biggest. Yeah, I was gonna say.
We got to make sure we don't get a wild card spot because then we're either going up against the Panthers or we're going up against Carolina, and that's not a spot you want to be in the first round.
We're gonna end up playing each other, Mackie.
No, because the 2 seed in our division plays the 3 seed in like Tampa's division, and then the 3 it's gonna be us versus either the Lightning or Toronto, and you guys versus obviously Lightning or Toronto.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then the 1 seeds play the wild cards.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
So you're not playing like the same division; you're playing the opposite division at least.
okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
you guys saw that trade, right? The Rangers
They got
for
Frank
that
for Toronto, yeah.
Frank for Toronto. He's great.
I saw today a potential landing spot or potential trade we could see is Patrick Kane to the Rangers.
Oh,
No way.
what?
That'd be
Nah.
huge for us, dude. We should go all in right now. I mean, we have the team for it. You have the goalie who's playing his best year of hockey. I mean, you can't anticipate he's gonna have another year like this, even though like, you hope for it. But like, guy's playing out of his mind. You just go all in right now. We haven't won a cup in 30 years.
Yeah, I heard that a couple times today. Actually, people talking about Patrick Kane to the New York Rangers.
Damn, I didn't see anything about that, but that would be wild. I can't picture him in a different jersey than a Blackhawks jersey.
Yeah. I mean, dude, they should offer him the money because they have it.
What would be a trade?
Oh, you'd have to, right? Yeah.
It's trade deadline week.
Yeah.
Jesse, what do you think? What would you think of the Rangers if they got Patrick Kane?
It would be an insane addition for the Rangers. I kind of feel like I've seen a ton of rumors about the Blackhawks trying to make trades, and it doesn't look like they're trying to make good trades. It looks like they're trying to clear house a little bit, like get rid of Fleury, get rid of Patrick Kane. Like that's two definitely higher people on their payroll. That's really
Well, that's a team that's pretty much out of the playoffs this year. They don't really have much hope at this point.
totally agree with that. If Patrick Kane, I agree with you, Justin. If Patrick Kane leaves the Blackhawks, it's going to be tough to see him in any jersey other than a Blackhawks jersey.
100%. What are you boys thinking about the West? Who are your top teams in there?
I don't know. I'd like to see JT Miller in a Penguins jersey.
Oh, that'd be pretty nice. Not gonna lie.
I'd take. They can have literally almost whatever they want except Gensel, Crosby, Malkin, and rest.
Yeah, I mean, Kapanen. I'm like for getting rid of Kapanen. I think he was good. We had some decent use out of him, but I'm down to get rid of him. He's some value to get a player like JT Miller for sure.
I'd love if we got JT Miller.
I think we get a lot of value for Kapanen.
Dude, his stock is so low right now. He's not doing good.
I agree. I just feel like some team will like the youngin and take him and not give us junk back.
All right, now that we got Justin on the podcast, we're going to definitely take a look back at some of these new updated futures odds for the NHL Stanley Cup final. Justin, I want to get your insight on the teams that you're looking at, maybe some teams that you see some value in to win the Cup, maybe a conference or a divisional winner bet. I'll go off and read a couple of the Stanley Cup Finals odds for you. And, of course, we got the Colorado Avalanche coming in as the favorite at plus 400. The Florida Panthers right behind them at plus 700. The Tampa Bay Lightning at plus 800. The Calgary Flames plus 900. And the Carolina Hurricanes are plus 1,000 to round out the top five. Justin, I know you got the odds pulled up in front of you. Any teams that are jumping off the page at you necessarily, or a couple teams you have your eyes on, maybe that you're liking the odds on, you see some value behind them?
Oh, for certain. I got about 3 teams I got my eye on this year. First and foremost, I'm riding with the Florida Panthers. They're honestly stacked. They just made a trade for Ben Chariot, and that's definitely going to add to their defense for sure. They're honestly just a wagon. They just beat the hell out of teams. That's definitely my favorite. Even as a Pens fan, I like the Pens, but I'm going to have to ride with the Hurricanes for our division. Again, another wagon with Svechnikov, Aho, even their back end with like Slavin, that new Ethan Bear from the Oilers. Definitely like them for sure too. And my third team is my second favorite team for sure. It's the Oilers. I'm always riding with the Oilers. And yes, I was an Oilers fan way before McDavid. Ever since Nugent Hopkins got drafted, that
You
was my
were. I'll
team.
defend you on that.
Yeah, and I don't know about a cup contender, but I think they're going to have a run for sure this year. They're on a little slump right now, going kind of up and down, but I think towards the end of the year they're going to pick it up here and be a real good chance at. They're plus 3,000,
Yeah,
so that'd be a good one to take on there.
they're so streaky. But that's the thing. If they catch on a hot streak in the playoffs, obviously they could be one of the better teams in the NHL. We know they got two of the best players in the NHL. The Oilers, 30-1. I definitely think those are great odds for them, but I don't know if this team's ready to win a cup with the goaltending situation that they're in. I do like Florida and Carolina, the two teams that you said, 700 and plus 1,000. I don't know what Florida opened up preseason at, but I can't imagine they were too far behind the top two, if not third. Calgary definitely jumped up.
I love Calgary. I think them at plus 900 is a steal. I think they should be 700 with the Panthers. That team is so good, and they're so well-rounded. Markstrom's having a sick year in net. Kachuk's playing out of his mind. Mangiapane, all these guys are just playing unreal hockey right now.
I used to like Sam Bennett a lot for them. Now he's a Panther. I also like what's his name, Sean Monahan.
Foley too, that absolute steal. That dude's a beast. That's huge addition for Calgary too. And they're beating the hell out of Edmonton too. It's not a great sight on my end here, but they're a wagon as well.
Yeah, the Battle of Alberta. It's really one-sided this year.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, who are you liking out of those odds? Anyone? I know you have a future on the Penguins, but
I do have a future on the Penguins, but there's definitely some value in teams like the Florida Panthers. I don't see the Avalanche winning. I think I said that on the last time we talked about this. I do not see the Avalanche winning the cup. The Panthers are definitely a good contender.
do you see the Avalanche
Hurricane.
getting to the cup?
Yes,
I think if they get there, they win it, to be honest.
I do see the Avalanche getting to the cup. Mackie, I can't disagree with what you're saying, but I don't know if I see them winning. Like, it's so hard for me to see them win.
They're gonna have
You know
home ice over whoever they play.
Right.
East or obviously anyone in the West. So it's gonna be not an easy route, but they got the home ice.
And they don't really lose at home.
But when they do,
But, playoff hockey is just different hockey, man.
but when they do, I have their puck line and they let the fucking Coyotes come in and win 2-1.
In a shootout.
Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Justin, anyone else? Anyone else you're liking? Like, we can kind of move on some of these. I always forget that these odds are on here. We never really kind of talked about this. Some of them are kind of heavily favorited now, but some of the season awards for the NHL individual players. Obviously, the Rocket Richard Matthews being the heavy favorite right now, minus 700. I remember a couple weeks back I looked at this, and you could have got him or Draisaitl both at plus, I think it was 175. And I really liked Matthews. I wish I jumped on it, but something about a future at plus 175, like, you just have to put like I feel like it's like not worth just putting like $50 on that to win $50 in, like 4 months. Like, yeah, it'd be nice in 4 months when it hits, but it's like, I'd rather place that $50 on a bet that, a cup or a game that's happening that night. But that's just me.
I got an underdog for the Rocket Richard Trophy.
You think there's a comeback
it's-
right now with the Matthews lead that he has on the season right now?
I do. I'm going to throw it out there. It's a little bit of a gamble, but Kyle Connor on Winnipeg, he's 38 goals in 61 games, 72 points in 61 games. That dude's on fire. If he keeps it up, I can see him maybe passing Matthews and see him maybe going on a little bit of a dry streak. But Matthews is nasty, though. It's going to be very, very weird if he does go on a dry streak like that. But Kyle Connor's up there. He's keeping his pace up.
What do you guys think of that outdoor game that we had last week or these past couple days with
Buffalo and Toronto.
Yeah, Buffalo going up to Toronto, playing at that soccer Canadian football stadium, whatever it was. What'd you guys think of that game? I actually had the Sabres money line in that game. I had nice.
Yeah, I had a feeling Sabres were going to win that game. I mean, I didn't have the balls to put money on them, but obviously they won 5-2. Matthews obviously found the back of the net in that one too, but Sabres got to play. Sabres are a nice young team. Dylan Cousins, team, he's a good leader for that
I
team.
like Tuck, the
I
guy they
like
got
him.
from Vegas.
Yeah, is that Luke Tuck
Alex
or
Tuck.
Alex Tuck or something? And then they got obviously Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah, he's good.
Tage Thompson too. He's gonna be a stud.
Yeah, there's some young
Those
young
jerseys,
guns on that team.
those jerseys Buffalo wore in that game are so sick.
It's so sick. Toronto's not so much.
Yeah,
Totally
I
agree.
like the navy of Toronto's, but they should have just had the normal logo on it. Like, that T was so stupid.
I saw a meme. It
Was
was
an L.
edited where, yeah, they turned it to an L. That was funny.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of Matthews bashing that guy's head in?
That was Darlene's head, right?
Yeah.
I don't
That
think
was a
he
scumbag
deserved.
play. You don't
I
see
don't.
you don't see Matthews lose his temper very often.
Every once in a while, you see a superstar lose their cool. It happens. Happened with Sid. Obviously, Ovechkin's had his fights. We've seen McKinnon blow up a couple times throughout his career too.
Even Crosby too.
Yeah.
You've seen him retaliate.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserved 2 games for that though, because they're both kind of going
It's
at it.
a
Even though he did.
he went for the head with the stick. 2 games. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's who he is. They have to set a standard because of who he is. They have to show, like, just because you're Austin Matthews, we're not going to let you slide on this.
Yeah, no special treatment.
Yeah. This is another award that I definitely want to talk about. I don't know if you guys have too much interest in on this. Mackie, I know you have kind of a personal relationship with one of these people, but the Calder Memorial Trophy, the NHL Rookie of the Year. Obviously, I'll read off some of these odds. We'll get the insight on. We got Moritz Seider, the Detroit Red Wings, sitting at plus 100. Zegras sitting right behind him, tied with another Detroit Red Wing. Zegras and Lucas Raymond sitting at plus 380. Michael Bunting, the Toronto Maple Leaf, plus 650. And Jeremy Swayman, plus 1,500. Tied with Anton Lindell at plus 1,500. Any of those odds? Anyone have any interest in any of those?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Sider's still plus 100. He should definitely be in the minus by now. I mean, the guy's just lighting it up. Obviously, I'd like to see Trevor Zegras win it, being I don't know, I used to play against him all the time.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty cool thing, but I don't see him winning it this year. He's had a hell of a year, but Sider's just lighting it up. I can't see how they don't give it to him.
Yeah, the Red Wings being my team other than the Penguins, I've obviously been rooting for the future of the Red Wings team. I've been watching them build all these young guns that they've been acquiring over the years. And Seider, the big body defenseman, Raymond, the new younger kind of scoring forward. This team is just looking very good in the future. Nedeljkovic in net. I'm definitely excited for the future of this Detroit Red Wings team with all these young guns like this. But for this conversation, I agree with you. I'm very surprised to see Seider still sitting at plus 100. I think he should be at least like. I know they're rookies and they could fall off at any point. Anyone can get hurt, but I think Seider should be at least minus 150 right now. I would tend to think you agree with me saying the same thing about him not being minus yet.
Yeah, I want to backtrack this combo a little bit. You played with Zegras?
Yeah, I mean, I've played against him for multiple times. He played for Mid Fairfield, which is a team like right near me. And then he actually played in my high school hockey league his freshman year. So I played him in high school hockey too, which he just
Damn,
absolutely lit up. So
I was gonna say, how nasty was he?
he didn't even score that much because like there was so much attention to him that he would just pass the puck and it would be like wide open back door. The guy just lit it up. He'd have like 6 points a game.
Did he always have that personality like back in high school or the other league that you were talking about, or was that
In
something
turn,
that the NHL kind of brought him?
nah, I mean he's always kind of been like that, just kind of like laid back, just like he's like kind of. I saw a video of him. A little kid was like starstruck to see him, and he was like cracking up about it because like that's like brand new to him. And I mean, it's probably a cool experience for him to like have a kid like that just like look up to him and be like so starstruck by him. So He's always been a good dude.
Dude, yeah, I mean, obviously I love watching the kid play, but his laugh runs me up a wall.
Dude, he's just like what the NHL needed, I swear.
But do you know what I mean about his
You
laugh?
can't hate the kid. Yeah, it sounds like it honestly kind of sounds like a stoner laugh.
And he, like, shakes his whole body.
And his eyes get like mad
Yeah,
squinchy.
like,
Yeah.
I remember there's a specific video I'm thinking of it, the skills competition when he's sitting there with Gibson and John Gibson says to him, I'll give you $500 or however much money to go do the worm at center ice right now. And Ziegler starts laughing and his like whole body's like fucking shaking, like he's having a seizure.
Oh, with Gibson at the All-Star game, I actually saw
Yeah,
that.
you know the video I'm talking about? Like, why is his chest shake
Yeah, he
that
was
much
like,
when he laughs? I feel like it's weird.
he was like, I need a lot more than $100 for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then he starts laughing. He almost falls off the bench. He's like moving around so much he's laughing. He's not even laughing that hard. He's like just like swaying back and forth.
Did you boys watch the Sandbaggers on YouTube with Spittin' Chicklets? Is Biz and Witt versus Zegers and Caulfield. That one's funny.
Yeah, I'm not
I
too
didn't
big of
see
a I'm
that,
not too big of a
actually.
Cole Caulfield fan. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I like him. He's all right. He's a stud too.
He's just so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
A little overhyped, but I think give him a few years and
Especially with his new
he'll
coach
start to pan out.
of a Hall of Famer, small player.
Yeah. St. Louis. That's nuts. Still can't believe that.
Yeah, a lot of hype around Cole Caulfield beginning of the year, I think, and he didn't really show up to it. But I think you're right, JP. Give him some years. He's got it. Anything else, NHL? March Madness Round 1 coming to you this week. Thursday and Friday. Round 2, Saturday and Sunday. Super excited. I cannot wait for this year's March Madness. What do you guys think? Who do you guys got? Anybody in your brackets that you guys are thinking that's going to win it all? No questions asked.
I think you're going to get a lot of people that are going to jump off the page and give you the favorite at Gonzaga. I'm not going to lie. I've now made a couple brackets, and I don't see too many scenarios where Gonzaga gets upset other than if it's fixed for Duke to beat them. I think if Gonzaga gets Duke, I believe it's the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. I think that's prime for television. I really hope we get that Gonzaga versus Duke matchup and we can watch Coach K lose one last time on national TV to Gonzaga, who I think will eventually go on to win the March Madness tournament. The way the bracket lines up, I don't see too many scenarios where they could get bumped out unless it's down to the wire in the Final Four or in the national championship to a team like if they get there against Kansas or in Arizona is another team that I like. But as far as Cinderella stories, I'm not the guy to ask for that. I look more at the top of the bracket. I want the good teams at the end of the tournament. Like obviously you're gonna have your people rooting for Loyola Chicago. Some of these other low seeds because people want to bet a crazy money line. I mean it happens every year. Go ahead, shoot your shot for it. Can't happen you can't win it if you don't place it. So do with that what you will. But I definitely think Gonzaga is the deserving favorite. I think Holmgren and Timmy are going to get it done this year.
I got a little bit of a Cinderella story for y'all. And it's not going to be making to the Final Four or the finals, but I got Chattanooga making it to the Elite 8. I don't know why. I think it's a funny name. I always just throw it out there with just a random ass team. You never know because they could be the next big story. As far as like the top teams go, I'm just going to throw out my Final Four there. I know you guys all made your brackets already. I got Texas Tech and UCLA, and then Houston and Kansas.
Damn.
Not going to go out and throw out my winner there, but I always go with the lower seeds or like they'll say seeds like 1 through 5, but I don't always want to go with the number 1 seed just to hop on the bandwagon because it doesn't happen as often as people
Where did
think.
you have Gonzaga losing?
I had Gonzaga losing in the Elite 8 to Texas Tech.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I don't know. There's something about Texas
that was
Tech.
the scenario I had Texas Tech losing, and the one where I had Texas Tech beating Duke, if I'm correct, in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, it's all fun and games looking at the bracket and picking all your picks, but when it comes down to it, everything's gonna flip flop. So, I guess we'll find out starting tomorrow.
Can't wait. Madness starts at noon. I'm off work.
I'm
I'm
pumped.
hyped.
Oh, you're so lucky, dude. I work till like 6.
I took off tomorrow.
I'm gonna miss a lot. Good day. Good day to take off there, Huff.
I'm hyped. Mackie, who do you like, dude?
If I was to go with an underdog, I don't know. I mean, no real underdog is gonna make it that far.
Right.
A low seed.
That's what
What?
I mean. That's like what I'm talking about. I really enjoy. I love March Madness because like all the stories, but I really really love March Madness from like the Elite Eight to the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, two teams that I think could win it, or three teams I should say I think could win it. One obviously being Gonzaga. If they play their best basketball, nobody's beating them. Two, Kentucky. I think that team with Sheboy down low can be the most dominant team in the country. They just gotta obviously upset Gonzaga at some point. And then I think Kansas has it this year. I think the Big 12 is just such a hard division, and them coming out on top of it just proves how good they actually are.
So you kind
And
of
then,
agree with what I said, where I think Gonzaga could beat Kansas in the national championship.
yeah, definitely. I have Kansas winning it in one. I have Gonzaga winning it in
I do
another.
too.
I think, I think those, I think those could be. I also like Tennessee. Tennessee can make the Final Four as well.
Tennessee.
One team I see with like a really low seed that I think can make the Final Four or at least the Elite Eight is Florida.
I also like Tennessee to make a
Hey,
run.
Mackie, Florida.
No, I meant to say Miami.
I was gonna say.
One team that
Florida. They're in the NIT, dude.
I know I was saying Miami, but I don't know. I just sidetracked. But Miami being a 10 seed, I think that they could. I think they have the path to let them get to the Elite Eight at least. I don't think Auburn's very good. I think them being a 2 seed, they're 3-2 against like top ranked team or like top 10 ranked teams or something like that this year. I don't really think that they have the team this year. But Miami's good, dude.
Can't disagree with you there. I do want to ask both of you, where did you have Arizona losing?
All right, so at first I had them winning it all, and then I went back and shit. Let me go
'Cause
check.
that's another team that I like. My three are
Yeah,
Gonzaga,
but
Arizona, Kansas. Not in that order. It would go Gonzaga, Kansas, Arizona.
I got Arizona losing to Houston in the Sweet
So I figured
16.
you had them losing too. Okay. Aki, same thing with you.
no, definitely not. I have Houston losing in the first round.
Damn.
Whew.
UAB has a
Jelly Walker.
player on their team. Yeah, he averages like 23 a game. He's jumped 40 already twice this
Jelly
year.
Walker.
All he's got to do is have one good
Every
game.
March.
Who are we talking about again?
Every
Arizona?
March, there's one guy. Yeah, I said, where'd you have Arizona losing?
I have them losing to Illinois in the Sweet 16.
Kofi Cockburn.
Yeah, I think Cockburn goes on a run this year just to like upgrade his draft stock.
What do you think about Michigan? I think they're the first game tomorrow. Do you think they can get a win?
No, I think they're at first round exit.
Really?
But
I agree.
you know, it's a Power 5 conference team going up against someone who doesn't really play that hard of a strength of schedule, so can't
I just
rule them
feel like
out. But
Colorado State's nice every year. Not like really good,
they are
not like
good.
really bad. They're just nice every year.
They are good. They got off to a really good start too, but
Colorado State.
they've slowed down a
Colorado
little.
State's
But
a -1 and a
that team
2
is
money
good.
line.
Yeah. What do you think about the Loyola Ohio State matchup? I don't see Ohio State going out in the first round 2 years in
I
a
don't
row.
either. Too many people are on Loyola. Give me Ohio State.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And there's like 70% of bets on Loyola, and the line moved opposite. So that's just it's never a good
Another
thing.
game I want to get your opinion on, Richmond and Iowa. Not necessarily who you have winning, but I do want to see who you like in this game spread-wise. Richmond's getting 10.5 points, plus 430 on the money line.
I
So
I love Richmond plus 10.5. I legitimately think that they can win this game. I think that
I think
team's running
I
right
think my
now,
bracket
and I think
with you guys, I think I have Iowa in the Elite Eight.
I can't see it. I think that team's too streaky.
I mean, it's March Madness. I'm taking that spread all day.
As in Richmond plus 10, or are you taking Iowa?
Duke
Plus
hasn't
10,
covered.
Yeah.
for sure.
Duke hasn't covered in the first round in the last 7 years. Any value there?
What's the spread?
19.
Like 18? Yeah.
18.5. It dropped.
That team has so much to play for right now. I mean,
They could blow it. They could
we can't let Krzyzewski down
blow
in his
it all
last
on
season.
Friday. It would be amazing. But I want them to.
you want to see him fucking
Yeah, I don't like
lose?
Duke, but I like Bancaro, but I don't like Duke.
I love Blankara. I think
I
he's
want to see
sick.
Duke play Gonzaga because that's what I have in my bracket. I want to see Gonzaga win, but it would be so funny if Coach K lost in the first round of the tournament to CSU Fullerton.
I
What do you
think they lose to. I think they can lose to Davidson in the second round. I see Davidson winning first game. By the way,
I was just gonna say, what do you boys think of Michigan State there? I got Davidson in the Sweet 16. I don't know what it is. I think they got it.
I think it's a really popular bet too. I don't know why Michigan State's 7th seed.
Mackie, like UAB plus 310 money line.
I'm probably not gonna bet on it, but dude, that team is good.
Are you gonna bet any Cinderella dogs Thursday or Friday money line?
I'll probably do like a 2-leg parlay. Throw like a 0.2 of a unit on it.
We should look at one. Just some fucking crazy shit. Like,
Dude, do San Diego or South Dakota State, and do South Dakota
State's only
State,
plus
and then
114.
what? Oh yeah, because they play. I forgot they play Providence. They're plus 2. They're a 14 seed though.
Do you think Longwood has any chance of beating Tennessee? I know you like Tennessee late in the round, so probably
Dude,
not.
Tennessee's good, man. Tennessee has a good team. They're an underrated
What if we
team.
did? I'm just looking now. I like North Carolina over Marquette. I like St. Mary's.
Yeah, I'm looking right now too.
I like
I don't
San
see any
Francisco over
fat.
Murray State. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't know. That line's moving though. Dude, you know who? Well, I know.
Who's a dog? Jacksonville State. Fuck Auburn. First round.
Yo. Listen, Yale money line.
We did those three: South Dakota State, San Francisco, and Yale. It's plus 4,000.
South Dakota State's not worth it. There's no way you're betting on South Dakota State.
All right.
They could definitely win that game, but there's no value
But then
there.
if you take San Francisco and Yale, it's plus 2,200.
What about Yale and Montana State? I was actually gonna take Montana State for the longest time, then I changed it because like there's no way they're gonna put up points.
Plus
But
11,120.
what's 20 to win what? That's what I would throw in. I'd throw $20.
It's gonna be like $2,000. $2,200. Could you imagine?
Yeah, well, I'm not that lucky. You think a 2 seed goes down?
List me the 2 seeds. I'm not looking at my bracket right now.
Auburn, Kentucky, Duke. Fuck, who's that 4th?
Nova.
I could see Nova losing. I think they're a little weak this year.
First round, you mean?
Yeah, I'm saying first round exits. What do you think the lowest seed is to lose a game? Like the highest seed is to lose a game.
All right, now you're asking me questions. I gotta look at the bracket. I have a 6 seed Alabama losing. I have Virginia Tech, an 11 seed winning. San Francisco, a 10 seed. I don't have any crazy. The highest double digit I have is a 10.
What about like Vermont over
I was
Arkansas?
thinking that.
A lot of people are saying that, but I've rode
Me
Arkansas
too.
all
I can't
year.
go
I
against
like
Arkansas. They
Arkansas.
made me some money this year.
That's what I'm saying. I think Indiana beat St. Mary's. I think they match up well
We're
against
on a
them.
team. We like Ohio State over Loyola, though, right?
I do,
Yeah,
yeah,
I do.
definitely. talking spreads, I'm probably going to take.
Minus a half Ohio State.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't take that spread. I'm saying, like, I'm going to take probably Baylor minus 20.
Big spread.
And then Richmond plus 10.5.
Gonzaga minus 23.
I can't see Gonzaga not winning by 45.
Yeah.
Maybe Providence plus minus 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Definitely stay tuned to the Instagram. If we get into March Madness, we're definitely going to be having some picks out on the Instagram story, the TikToks, whenever they can get out. A little tougher to make those. Definitely stay tuned to the Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for all the picks that we have coming out in the next coming weeks with March Madness and the NHL, NBA too. We had an NBA pick tonight, so I don't know about you guys. That's all I got.
Yeah, it was a good week. Good week.
Yes, sir. Let's have a great week. Justin, thank you for coming, sir.
Boys, it was a pleasure. I hope to be on again soon. Maybe when some playoff hockey comes around, have me on. It was a pleasure and an honor. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Definitely going to have you back on. Get you on maybe going into the playoffs or as we start the first round of the playoffs. We're definitely going to want to get you back on, talk some more hockey. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
No problem, boys.
Have a good
Appreciate
one,
it.
brother.
Yes, everyone. Let's have a great week this week. March Madness starting up, MLB spring training. Got a lot on our plate. Huff said it the best. Watch the Instagram, watch the TikTok. Got lots of picks coming out for March Madness. Round 1 and 2 this weekend. Let's hit it rolling.
Let's go.
And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books Podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod, Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.